heavy heart that I have this meeting. I realize that there's some of you who usually don't attend the morning meetings, and you're here, which is very, very nice to see your faces. I really don't know who some of you are because it's such a big mountain, and there's too many people. So, I'll get to learn your names, but in the meantime, while I'm speaking, I just want you all, people that are new, to grab a sticky note and put your first and last name on it. Okay, now I want to talk about yesterday because I'm sure that that's what everybody has in mind, right? Now, I am sorry if I came across angry, if I came across, unwelcoming, unfriendly in any sort of way. But I was very I was mad, and I was appalled by the attitudes and the behaviors of Lemmy Belbrook Cementing. They were being super critical and very, very insulting of every little thing that I did, everything that I said. And some of the things I kind of ignored, but I was definitely not going to back down, and I was going to give them the 1-2 and let them know that, when they're here, they're not going to be disrespectful. And they're not going to talk to me in the ways that they did. And they were really arguing, and I was fed up, and so I had to send them out because it was not going to continue good, and it was probably not going to resolve on a positive note, and it wasn't going to be a good experience for me and them. So that's what I decided to do. And another thing that I just want to talk to you about is as you know, the masks. Now, let me tell you, if today was February 7th, you would probably be hearing a different tune out of my mouth. Meaning that I would have different feelings and different thoughts and beliefs about this kind of thing, and maybe I would compromise and allow you to wear them when necessary here at the Edmonton. But because this is so unusual and so weird and ironic and just crazy, and it's just unbelievable. I do not live in what appears to not make sense and be unbelievable. And I cannot, and I will not just accept certain things. And all of you need to understand that. I am not ever going to give up my stance on some of these things. I understand that I know a lot about it, and that everybody wears one and they're kept safe. However, we don't need to because we have the germ killers. And if they're putting that on, then I find it insulting because they don't trust that the germ killer product works, and they're not open-minded to trust and try that. And they're just, germophobic looking if they put that on. And just, as I said, the image looks hideous. It's scary. And it just makes me sad and angry to look at. It just, I should not have to have conversations with people with something over their face. blocking the most important part of the body, in my opinion, and for the opinion and rule of the Amentans. When I talk to people, I see their face. I look at their face. And I'd rather see a fuming face than something covering that. And I had to address it because I was simply not going to tolerate it. And yesterday, that was the straw that really broke the camel's back with me with this whole issue. I had to put up with it for way too long. From the beginning of March, way back in March, people were coming in because they wanted to keep themselves safe. And at that time, we were still testing out the product, making sure it was the right thing. And I had to put up with a little bit of that. And I said, just try to take it off. I think that you'll be fine. And they refused to take it off. Those people. And I was losing my patience. There was a little bit of germ killer, but that was just the very, very first samples of it, and we did not have enough to go around. So there were more people, and I had to kind of hold my breath and tongue about it a little bit because I knew that it wasn't fully ready yet. And then came April, and it was ready to go, and people were still coming in wearing those things. It just should not be that public places should not require you to wear those things. Maybe put hand lotion on your face, but I don't know about completely covering it. I find it just ridiculous and unnecessary. Those are the two words. It looks that way even though it's not. This whole thing is just, new and different. And, the whole world is, going through this. And it was definitely a stressful time for me. And I was not going to, I just was not going to deal with it. I just could not deal with it. So, yeah, I was getting, as time went on, and the germ killer new shipments came in, and people were continuing to come in, taking precautions, I decided that I would have guards that would ensure that people would take those things off when they came to my Minton. Otherwise, it would defeat the whole purpose for coming to my Minton. And there's just too many openings at my Minton and not enough guards that really want to work here. I don't want to be that evil person to hypnotize people. That's, I do it when necessary. I don't just do it, whenever. Because, that would be wrong, and that would be immoral, and I want to try to, do that when absolutely necessary, as I just said. So, there's a little bit more freedom, but there's so many entrances, and this Minton's only so big that guards might not catch you. And my guards, whenever they see someone doing that, they go, hey, they walk right up to the person and they say, take it off. And if you don't take it off when they tell you to, they'll do it for you and put it in a pile. I found out that my second in command head creator, Michael, went behind my back and he did something that really, quite honestly, it really was, it hurt me what he did. And he should feel absolutely ashamed of himself. And he really damaged himself, the loyalty and the relationship to me. My head creators should be loyal to me. They should not, do things and, say words and perform actions against me. And that's what he decided to do. He decided to go about and act like a complete idiot. And I haven't fired him yet, but I will fire him. And I found out that he told my guards, oh, it's okay to have them come in and wear those masks. And, to see people come and heal, it's, not in the Minton, not in any other public place. It just looks too weird in any other public place. It just does. And it goes against my philosophy, it goes against my beliefs, my feelings, it goes against all of the hard work for the Joan Killers. It's like defeating the purpose and just, it's a threat to my mention. That was the very, very, very last time that is ever going to happen. And the only time, besides going to any medical center, that you should put those things on is if we have our occasional fancy dress balls. That would be a very, very fun and interesting costume, to put on, and I think that we would all be entertained and enamored by seeing that. Well, I don't know about that, but you know what I mean. That's when you can go crazy and weird things like that. Fancy dress balls, let yourself be creative. But in a serious, real life situation, I don't think so. I don't think so. And as you all know, I would require you all to do that if we went to a hospital. Because there's more germs there, and it does make sense because doctors will put things over their face. And just as a little extra precaution. I admit, I have done it before. I had several doctor's appointments over the summer, and I did it. And I have to admit that it, and I'm probably making a mountain out of a molehill. Maybe a little bit. But, and they're not that uncomfortable. And I know that it's probably not a huge deal. But it is to me, and I made an agreement, and I am not going to go against my beliefs and my rules and my agreement. I'm not going to compromise, and I'm not going to, I'm not going to surrender and submit. That's just, that kind of flies in the face of, the Minton. It's ruled by Aquarius, which means rebellion, going against things, going in, out of the box kind of thing. I had to talk about the Amenton as a whole as a chart. So just do not listen to Michael. Do not heed and don't follow any order that he has to make for all of you. He is just going to get himself into more damage and thinner ice and digging himself a deeper hole. So I just want to know if every single one of you still has your covering. For those of you in here, because I know that this is a really, really big Amenton. For those of you who still have it, I want you to grab it. And I want you to set it up on the table, and I will take care of it just so that we do not have any more issues with this thing. It's a really, really big deal to me and all the Amentons, as I told you before. Either I look at their face or they're not even here. You have no idea what kind of a barrier that puts. What kind of a wall that puts between people. It's just sad. And I'm not going to live life this year like that. I simply will not. So all of you need to go and grab it if you have not grabbed it and set it up on the table. And we will move on. We'll have no more issues. In fact, just to make sure of it, I'm going to have every single person at the Amenton do this. I'm going to be requiring it. I'm going to be requiring it. You see that TV screen up there? Everybody's watching. Everybody's sitting in that room and listening to me. Because I required every single person to hear this meeting. All of you sitting in that room over there, I'm going to have all of you, after the meeting is done, to come in here one by one and set your coverings on the table. So that they're all in one place and we have no more issues. And this Amenton can return to its peaceful state. Okay? Now, I usually, don't really get as mad as I got the other day, but I was just agitated. And, part of what was making it so stressful is back then, I had a very, very heavy, very difficult family situation. And everybody was stressed out, and I was a little bit more sensitive, and I was feeling very inhibited at the time. Despite, my Aries Club's meetings, way back then. I was not enjoying myself. I really wasn't. From March 30th and March 31st and then April 1st. Those were 3 days that that I was not having fun. So, I was not a very happy camper, let me tell you. And I was... Yeah, it was difficult. Okay. Now I don't want to stand here continuing to rant on about this. Now, today, there will be no Little Clubus meetings and no Everlast meetings. Marianne will be coming again for the third time, so we get to look forward to that. And we may get a new mentioned guest to come today. Maybe from Anne Shirley, but I really don't know if I want to invite her or not. So we'll see about it. But I think that that's really all that I have to talk to you about. Because I know, if something really, really big and bad happens, I don't want to just, have it, go under the rug without, really talking to my mentor about it. And her kids, her Memory Bell Books students, she did not teach them to, to be respectful of authority. And they just did not prove to have any respect for authority, any respect for me. None of you ever talked to me like that. And you do not want to see me when I am angry and when I am pissed off. If you come in rolling that thing again, then you're going to see a whole nother side of me. Seriously. So that's why I'm doing this. All of you right now, I need all of you to come up here, and the rest of you, I need you to come down here one by one in a line and put your coverings on the table over there, and I will take care of it. Every single person will do this, and every covering will be on the table by the end of today. I'm addressing this, nipping it in the bud, and this will be the last day that I have to feel any negative feelings for this whole thing. So, you know the drill. Everybody, for those of you who don't have it, please grab it. And then set it on the table. Every single one of you are going to do this. No exceptions.